Hey people, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking my favorite crime dramas that you can watch on Netflix South Africa. These are shows that deal with either organized crime, the mafia, or gangsterism. I'm a big fan of this genre. I kind of got captivated into this when I was studying criminology a little bit as one of my subjects at university. And ever since I started watching The Sopranos and things like Sons of Anarchy, I really got caught in by this drama and wanted to know a lot more. I'm currently writing a book that is going to take me a while to finish, but it also has a lot to do with organized crime. So I started doing a lot of watching of this and studying these films quite in depth. So I thought, let me bring that to you. Let me bring you my top crime dramas that you guys can go watch on Netflix South Africa. So if you're from South Africa, this video is obviously for you. I'll be basing my opinion on characterization, cinematography, story writing, and directing. I'll also be sharing my favorite character in each show. So if you like this type of content or content about movies, music, Manchester United, then this channel is for you. Please click subscribe, click that notification bell for all future videos. So let's get back into today's topic. At number three, for me, it's Ozark. Ozark is an American crime drama television series created by Bill Dupuque and Mark Williams for Netflix and produced by MRC Television and Aggregate Films. The series stars Jason Bateman and Laura Linney as Marty and Wendy Bird, a married couple who move their family to Lake of the Ozarks to continue their work laundering money for Mexican drug cartel. Bateman also serves as a director and executive producer for the series. The first season was released on July 21, 2017. Second season was released on August 31, 2018, and the third season was released on March 27, 2020. The first three seasons are 10 episodes each, and in June 2020, the series was renewed for a fourth and final season consisting of 14 episodes, split into two parts. The first part was released on January 21, 2022, and the second was released on April 29, 2022. I was extremely surprised by how much I enjoyed this series. Because after I completed Breaking Bad, I was looking for something that was similar. And this series is kind of in the same genre, I would say, just based on the fact that it focuses on a normal family who finds themselves tangled up in criminal activity. The acting, particularly by the supporting cast in the show, was brilliant. The way they allow you to build a connection with the characters and care for them is brilliant. You find yourself feeling sympathetic for characters that perhaps you shouldn't feel any sympathy for. Jason Bateman as the lead in the show, as Marty Bird, won me over. I always knew him to play the same types of roles in all his movies, like in Horrible Bosses, etc. But in here, he really experiments with his range in acting. It was the role that won me over regarding his acting ability, his dramatic acting ability. This chemistry with his wife in the show, Wendy Bird, played by Laura Linney, as I said earlier, keeps you intrigued throughout the show. It's quite puzzling because it's not a normal functional relationship. It is quite dysfunctional. And though throughout the show you feel mixed feelings towards her, sometimes you'd love her, and sometimes you'll want her dead, but ultimately you will find yourself rooting for her in the end. But my favorite character in the show was Ruth, played by Julia Garner. She is the glue of this series for me. I was invested in all the connections and relationships she builds and destroys in the show. I'll definitely be tracking her career to see what role she picks up in the future as well. The directors were excellent at finding ways to control your emotions and mood, and you feel uncomfortable when you need to, happy when you need to be, angry, irritated, and even disappointed at the right stages of the series. The cinematography was quality. They really help you capture the mood and disparities in the town. It is a bit slow at the start, so that probably knocks a couple of pointers off for me, as they tried and flesh out main characters and build tension in season one. And that's normal for a Netflix show. They normally take a little bit longer to flesh out the characters and get you familiar with the characters. But from there on out, after the season, you're into the story and it just gets more hectic and more hectic. And you're invested into the series because it's very well written. I rate the show highly for all of you, and it is number 3 on my list, and I rate it 4.3 out of 5. At number 2, it's one of my favorites of all time. It's Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders is a British period crime drama, a television series created by Stephen Knight. It is set in Birmingham, in England, of course. It follows the exploits of Peaky Blinders crime gang in direct aftermath of the First World War. The fictional gang is loosely based on a real urban youth gang who were active in the city from the 1880s to the 1920s. And that's what gives this show such a raw, rustic feel. It features an ensemble cast led by Killian Murphy, starring as Tommy Shelby, Helen McCrory as Elizabeth Polly Gray, rest in peace, Paul Anderson as Arthur Shelby, Sophie Rundle as Ada Shelby, and Joe Cole as John Shelby. These are all the gang's senior members. Then you get some cameos in this throughout the show as well. Some big names here too: Sam Neill, Annabella Wallace, Ido Goldberg, Tom Hardy, Charlotte Riley, Finn Cole, Natasha O'Keefe, Anna Taylor Joy, Sam Claflin, Amber Anderson, James Fretchville, and Stephen Graham, who also appeared in at least one episode of the series. The program began on 12 September 2013, broadcasted on BBC Two with repeats on BBC Four, until the fourth series then moved to BBC One for the fifth and sixth series. Netflix, under a deal with Weinstein Company and Endemol, acquired the rights to release the show in the United States and around the world. In January 2021, it was announced that the sixth series would be the final series. The last series was broadcasted in 2022. A feature length film will also be created titled The Immortal Man, which is set a few years after the end of the series. They began filming this in September 2024 and it will be distributed by Netflix. Everything about the show is brilliant. I love it. Acting, world building, directing, the writing, all top class. The only criticism I have is that it can drag in certain parts, but it recovers extremely well with shock value when that occurs. My favorite character is the main character. This is the role that made me rate Killian Murphy. What this show does fantastically is it makes you fall in love with the characters and you care so much for the survival. This is the case for the main characters as well as the supporting characters. So when deaths occur, you actually feel it. I highly recommend that you watch this, but I warn you, it will absorb quite a huge chunk of your life while you watch it. It really affected me emotionally, mentally, and it really took up a lot of my time and my free time because I was completely glued to the screen. I rate this 4.8 out of 5. And then at number 1 has to be Breaking Bad. If you haven't watched this yet, what the hell have you been doing? Breaking Bad is an American crime drama television series created and produced by Vince Gilligan for AMC. Set and filmed in Albuquerque, New Mexico, the series follows Walter White, Bryan Cranston, an underpaid, dispirited high school chemistry teacher struggling with a recent diagnosis of stage 3 lung cancer. White turns to a life of crime and partners with a former student, Jesse Pinkman, Aaron Paul, to produce and distribute methamphetamine to secure his family's financial future before he dies, while navigating the dangers of the criminal underworld. Breaking Bad premiered on AMC on January 20, 2008 and concluded on September 29, 2013 after 5 seasons consisting of 62 episodes. Just watch this. It's near perfect. The first time I saw the show, I wasn't a fan. I was watching The Sopranos at the time, and I wasn't invested into the show. And Walter's face irritated me at first. When I revisited a few later, it was in COVID that I binged this. I had a fresh perspective and no other series to distract me. And my word, what a show! It's basically perfect. And I don't say that often about movies or series. I only can deduct a point for the slight dragging in certain parts and a slow start, but overall, everything is brilliant. The acting, directing, simplicity with the cinematography. That's what the show does brilliantly. It keeps things simple, it knows exactly what it is and where it wants to go. And every storyline and every story arc is relevant to the ultimate story it wants to tell. Brilliant ending as well. From a mood perspective, it strikes the balance between comedy, action, suspense, and drama extremely well. So it has a bit of everything for everyone. This is definitely a must watch. 4.9 out of 5 for me. Now, there are some other notable mentions that I would have loved to put on this list, but I just couldn't find it because it's only a top three. So I'm going to give you some of my other notable mentions that I feel that you should watch. First up is The Gentleman, created by Guy Ritchie, one of my favorite directors, a spin-off of the 2019 film of the same name. This is a 4.2 out of 5 for me. Then you get The Brother's Son, brilliant, but it got cancelled unfortunately. So I don't know where the story was going to go from this, but there's a nice balance between action, comedy, and drama in the show too. 4 out of 5 for me. Then there's the English crime drama called Top Boy. If it wasn't for the final season, it would have been rated much higher than what I rated it here. That's a 3.9 out of 5 for me. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you want me to rate next. Which genre would you like me to rate next? I will try my best to get to it and find my top three for that list as well. If you enjoy this type of content and content on series, movies, music, and Manchester United, please click subscribe, click that notification bell for all future. Hit the like button and send me a comment in the comment section below. Until next time, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.